Hi there, welcome to sunny Chicago. My name is Paul Goff. I'm a UK-based physio, currently in America. Just going to take some time to give you some advice on how best to deal with your sports injury. What you need to do is apply the theory that we call the RICE theory. Okay, rest, ice, compression and elevation. They're going to be vital tools to the recovery of your injury. Rest, without going into it in too much detail, in the first few days of your injury you've got to give it time to recover and a little bit of strength to get back into that ligament, the tendon or the soft tissue that you've damaged. You need to be doing this for about 4 or 5 days. Okay, 4 or 5 days maximum is enough to let a little bit of strength or a little bit of scar tissue, you may have heard that term, get back into this ligament or tendon. Okay, ice. My advice to you about ice is little and often. So you're going to be looking to apply ice to your injured area to stop that swelling or bruising for about 10 minutes. Okay, and try and do that every hour, about once an hour for 10 minutes. Okay, compression again is great because it helps get rid of that, or it helps stop and reduce the swelling and bruising that you've got going on in the area. And you're also going to look to elevate your injury. Okay, elevation of an injury helps again get rid of that fluid in the area. A typical sports injury will take you anything from 21 to 28 days to get better. My advice with any injury, whether it be an ankle sprain, a hamstring injury or a groin injury, is definitely to get in to see a UK-based physio as soon as you can. Physio will definitely help speed up the recovery, but also physio helps prevent these injuries happening again. As a physio, we give you the advice regarding stretching, strengthening, ways to manage your injury in the future so that it doesn't happen again. So please make an appointment with a UK-based physiotherapist. In the meantime, apply the RICE theory. Okay, rest, ice, compression and elevation. That's it for now. I hope this advice helps. Take care. I'll see you soon.